Oi, dog! Dog's eating the calf's pellets. We've got a calf to feed right now. Oi! Oh, you get a right nasty glare there. Hamish! Hey, pal. Ready for your tea? Oh, jeez, just about fell over. I've chucked a few pellets out in front of the calf, but Betty steals them before the calf gets to them. Sunday night. What's everyone at today? It's been another belter of a day. This sunny, glorious weather just doesn't seem to have any sign of slowing down. I'm hoping by the thumbnail of this video, we've cut silage over there, so I'm hoping next weekend it's going to rain. There's a bit of weather saying it might, so I've pulled the trigger. And Kenny was in today, knocked that field down, so that's 22 acres. Get that baled tomorrow, get that wrapped, chuck a bit of fert on it next week, and hopefully a wee bit of rain comes. We're not desperate for rain yet. It is getting dry. It has been dry for a while. Haven't had rain for I don't know how long. I wouldn't say the cereals are showing major signs of being very dry, but if it was dry for another 2 weeks, they would be. Grass could do it a little bit. Grass is needing it. Here, Hamish, come on. I put this calf, this is the pet Hamish, twin. Mother didn't have enough milk. Anyway, put him outside actually, because I'd stopped feeding him because he was just pinching off of cows and he was never hungry, which was fine, suited me. Put him outside, and I think just a bit more space. The cows weren't letting him at it so easy. So he was looking a bit poorly, so I brought him back in, and he's back on a bottle. So he needs fed twice a day. I'm trying to get him to chow on some pellets, which he will eventually shift to. But he doesn't seem to be bothered by them yet. Am I going to the Highland show in June? I will likely be there maybe Thursday. Usually just go for a day, depending on what's going on. I think I'll probably, they've not mentioned it yet, but if ATV services have a stand, they might ask if I can be there for an hour or so, which is fine. And I'll nip round to see other few places, see some people. Usually go down with Dad. Dad sees a few pals on the Thursday. And then back home. Canam's going beautifully. Hey, Cavi, you still hungry? Aye. Sorry, pal, you're all out. Canam there, I've done, personally, let's just check, I think I've done 971 miles myself. Ignore the state of it, I'm going to clean it, I promise. The trip, where's the trip? There you go. That's since it's been, oh, flipping it. Where's the button? There's the button, trip. So that's my trip, so I didn't quite click it when I first got it, so I've done a wee bit over that number, but that's 916 miles I've done so far in it. The actual machine's done 1,081 miles total. I've done a fair few miles in it already. I need to let them know at 1,200 miles it needs a service. Well, let me just check my Bluetooth was off so don't connect to this. We'll go and have a nip down the coos. Unfortunately, I had a dead calf this morning. Kind of had two dead calves, but not really. So I've still got 6 to calve in here in the shed. I'll quickly show you. One of them calved last night, and it also had a wee kind of mummified second, so it was obviously carrying twins, and the cow gave up on one of them, and it came out about 15 kilos. It was formed and it had all its legs and tail and head, and it was all formed, but it was only about 15 kilos, and it was born dead. So obviously the womb in the cow had decided to get rid of that and focus on the main calf, which is in here. That calf there, so that was born through the night last night. Mother's quite protective. I've actually not been able to get its navel sprayed today. I tried to this morning, but she wasn't having it at all. So that leaves us 6 in here left to go. Although there's one, where is she? The dark brown one there. She is 15-year-old, and I'm not convinced she's still in calf. But likes of that one is in calf for sure. Pretty sure she's still in calf. She's in calf. She's in calf. But if you look at this one, she might be. She calved 4th of June last year, so she's going to be late regardless. But 15-year-old cow. She could still be in calf. I think she is still in calf. Time will tell. Time will tell. What do I do with these late ones? Sorry about all the glinting light on the screen. It's from when I ran over the phone with the forklift. Yeah, these late ones, right? I've been thinking each year I'll just get them up a week or two, closer and closer, so I can tighten everything in. But do I just sell them calves at foot and go and buy another 8? Do I do that? Not too sure. I've not decided yet. I did some with cedars last year, which is, I can't remember what the CIDR stands for again, but it's resetting their hormones effectively, and you can get them back into calf quicker. And it did actually work. I need to quickly check back my records, the ones I did. I think I did 4. I'm going to check back when they calved this year and figure out what I'm going to do this year, but I need to figure it out soon. We currently have 106 cows, most cows we've had, and I'm quite keen to keep that number going up the way. Yard's quite busy at the moment. Lime spreaders were in day before yesterday. No, yesterday, sorry, they were in spreading. I brought that along the road tonight because I was shifting feed for yard 3. That's the telehandler for the lime spreaders. That I think is disappearing tomorrow. The size of the hood tyres on that, 1050 by 50 R32s. Oh, wouldn't like to be buying one of them. I brought the flatbed along because we're going to be shifting silage tomorrow. There is some bricks on that trailer for the wall that's needing repaired. There's also some net wrap for the baler. Dad has, he's away in Ireland actually. So while he's away, I decided, sod it, we're going to cut some silage. There's this truck which I have pinched because the Defender is a little bit broken down. We'll get around to it. Also, 2 more breakdowns. Well, that's just needing a tyre blown up, but the valve on it is knackered, so that needs fixed. That forklift, I just need to chuck the alternator belt. It went the other day. There's a new one sitting in the cab to go on. Need to do that. Just a bit of a list of jobs, but you don't really get around to them so quickly when someone's away. Oh, there's dead calf. That was born through the night last night outside. I was so confused with what's going on. I was like scratching my head. Where I went up to it, I was like, oh no, dead calf, disaster. And I was like, oh, I've not castrated it. And then I was like, oh, there's no tags in it. It's just been born. Or it's born through the night last night at some point. And then I hadn't been round the cows yet, and Kenny, who was cutting the silage there, he said, you've got a dead calf down there, by the way, which I was pulled my hair out at, but went down, no tags, no nothing. I was, what is going on? It's obviously, I was like, has it come from somewhere else? No. So I think what's happened, I didn't think this was what had happened in the first place, but it was the only reason it could have happened is there's been a cow I've put out who hasn't calved, but I've thought she's calved because another one's had twins maybe, and she's pinched one of them, and I've thought that was her calf. She's calved, I've noted her down, she's calved, she's got that calf, I've tagged it as hers. Put her outside and then she's gone and calved last night. Unfortunately dead though. I don't really know what's happened, I'm a bit confused. The cow, I can't figure out what cow it would be because I went and looked round them all and nothing was looking majorly obvious or obvious at all that it just calved. I couldn't see any cleanings hanging about, couldn't see any blood in the back end of any cows. There was only 14 it could have been because it was 14 with the group of heifers we bought. So I looked through them all, couldn't figure it out. So that's my currently only scenario or theory, which is frustrating, but at least we're not down a calf on what I thought the numbers were. It's unless there's one inside that's calved and another cow's pinched it that I've put outside, so we might be down a number. But anyway, here's my silage. Here we go. I am by no means a grass expert. I'm not an expert in anything actually. I know absolutely nothing. I know almost nothing about almost everything. But particularly grass, yes, just trying to get my head around how to grow good grass, do good silage. We'll get there one day. Seems to be a decent bit. There's hardly any moisture left in it now already because it's been such a warm, hot day. That's still green underneath and it's not really done much wilting there, but anyway, we'll bale it up and wrap it and you'll be none the wiser whether it was good or bad once it's got a wrap on it. There's a bit of plastic. All you grass experts need to let me know how to grow grass. Nah, to be fair, actually, I think it's quite a good crop, considering the weather we've had actually. And if we get a flush of rain next weekend, come on, we'll get another bit of growth out of that, cut it again, and then we'll whack some cows on it. We're going to cut once along at yard 1, so I didn't bother cutting that today because it's a bit further behind and we're only cutting it once. And then we've got a greening zone at yard 3, which is way up over the back there. That'll get cut on, what's the dates? The 18th of July? 15th of July? I can't remember all these flipping dates, but greening zone, grass to cut there. And then we've actually bought, or we've agreed with a neighbour we're gonna, or a faraway neighbour, we're going to get silage off of his field. The ones we bought silage off this year, we're just going to take it straight off the field this year. He's after a bit of hay still if the weather's like it, so he'll take a wee bit of hay and the rest we'll have. And then that'll, well, I don't know if it'll do us, but we've actually bought between us and another farmer, we've bought ammonia equipment to inject ammonia into wheat straw so we can do 200-300 bales of wheat this year. We've done that not last year but the previous year to that, and I was quite a fan of it. A nice dry feed. Feed it at the start once the cows come in, and then switch over to silage once we get a bit closer to calving time. But it's a good feed that doesn't put masses of condition onto them, but you can shove it into their faces and they like it, they eat it. They'll pick silage over it. But anyway, let me just put the wire on this gate. So we'll have, I don't know, call it 800 bales of silage and 300 bales of ammonia wheat straw, and that'll do us. I've got about 100 left over from this year as well. What's everyone asking? Sorry, I've not read any comments yet. Pretty much. Yeah, someone said 434 people watching and 80 likes. It's changed now to 507 people watching and 116 likes. I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, don't forget to click like. 507 likes to match the views. That won't happen. We're a bit short in grass on this field. This is my well, this is a rubbish bit. Ignore the fact that it's very bare of grass. But yeah, they've fairly chowed it down. This is my heaviest, dense bit of grass, so I kind of expected it. I do have a bit up the back that I can shift them to later, but we'll just nip round these. Someone's asking, want to trade an iPhone 12 for a couple of sirloins? I don't think I need a bigger number than that on the iPhone for the camera. It's all about the camera, isn't it? Can you show us the shop or no? I'll show you the shop another time because it's along the road. I'll show you the cows now. There's a few up and over here. Peggy's up and over here. There's 21 cows and 21 calves in this little bit. Here's Big Peggy. Let's make a note of which cow he's seeing to today. Hi lad. He's been working away fine. Feet have been good so far. Touch wood, touch wood. Touch wood, touch wood. 1394. Right. Someone write that down for me please, because I don't have my phone. Oh, I've got a pen here actually. 1394, and today's date is the 17th, 18th. Oh, he was just jumping there. Come on, pen work. 1394. Peggy. Sorry, I'm just writing in my hands right now. Go on, Peggy. Look at all these calves coming. How did your cattle kill out at ABP? The last one was just a single heifer. She killed out, I can't remember what percent she killed out, but she was 2,934 pounds. The two after that went, I don't know if they've been on video yet, but they were for ourselves, so they didn't go to ABP. Oh, I love seeing the calves trotting about. As you can see, grass is not very existent in this field. There's a valley in here, and the cows, as the grass disappears, look, there's a few in there just now. And actually, they're getting in there all right, but I want to come down with a digger and make a nicer track for them, just because it is pretty steep. The camera might not make it look that steep, but it is. So if I can get them down in there a bit easier, a bit safer, then I will do that. Because there's a bit of grass and whatnot kicking about. Oh, flipping heck, they're in the middle of nowhere. Oh, Jesus. I might make a track on both sides of the kind of valley, so they can walk from the other side down and up and through, and they can pick off the grass without tumbling down the flipping hill. Oh, Jesus. They're asking for trouble in there. I just need to check what percentage my phone's got. 49%. Oh, beauty. We're golden. Look at these calves. Oh, love it. Love it. That's my wee cow. That's Wonky's mother. A few years gone by. tiny wee thing. 4 foot nothing. Here's one of a twin. These twins got split up, 211, 210. Nice calf that, actually. They've boomed since we split them pretty quickly, but they're doing well. They're growing well. They wouldn't be growing like that if they weren't split. Craig Martin's asking, have you ever had an aggressive cow? Yeah, I've had a few. Everyone's got some aggressive cows. At the moment, I've got a couple that at calving time are a little bit twitchy. You wouldn't want to be standing right next to them. But outside of calving time, I've got, at the moment, touch wood, none that are kind of not happy on you coming up close. I feel relatively comfortable just walking in about all the cows I've got at the moment. Obviously I've bought another 16 heifers, so we'll get to know them a bit more, see what they're like, but they'll be fine. Here's my new fence. Oh, you've not seen this yet. It was meant to be in today's video. Stay, dog, stay there. Oi, get down! Oi, get down! Betty, down. Here! Little bandit. Yeah, put a bit new fence up actually to split these two. Have I put that in a video yet, or is it just... It's just coming. It's coming. It should have been today, but there was copyright problems with my video. So I just needed to segregate a bit more grass for organising bulls and groups of cows. So we've ran a bit away up there, but you'll see that tomorrow. It is working beautifully. I'm actually now officially a rotational grazer. I don't. It's a tricky one, admitting that actually, and I don't want to publicise it too much, but there may or may not be a bit of rotational grazing occurring on some fields over here, which I can show you in a minute. But I'm hoping I'm going to yield quite a bit more grass out of it all. I've been speaking to a man, Mr. Baldy's Farm, if you've heard of him. Also has a YouTube channel, big into rotational grazing. Very big into rotational grazing actually. He takes it to an extreme. We are just doing a simple version for now, and if we like it we may carry it on, but I think I will like it. It actually kind of came from one, watched a few of Baldy's videos, and he's good at grass. He's good at coos, he's good at grass, so watched all that. And then also out in New Zealand they're all about that rotational grazing, and just thought it's something we could be utilising. We've got all the electric set up and all the fences. They're somewhat square, so we can just cut lines down the middle. It's not too hard to do. Let's give it a try. And here we are. So this field is not split, it's the one over there. I'll show you that next. But this is a field of 40 cows. There is 16 of the new heifers and 14 of my normal coos, running with Mike, one bull. It's a bit strong on numbers for him, but I'm just going to run him for basically 5 weeks. Same with Peggy, 5 weeks, and then we'll swap. Well, I don't know whether I'll swap them or just bunch that group all together, because I'm going to keep heifers from those first 3 or 4 weeks of calving, so I want to know exactly, okay, that's from that bull or that's from that bull. So if I leave them for 5 weeks or 6 weeks probably, and then take any heifers off of the first 3 or 4 weeks, we'll know who's from who. I've been down here topping, so these are the rushes down at the bottom here. What do you call them, by the way? Rushes or rashes? I was having a debate with someone yesterday. It was Gate Lady actually. She calls them rashes. I called them rushes. Rashes is what you get in your skin. Rushes is what grow in the water. So anyway, down here topping all these. That bit in the centre there is too wet. It actually sits lower than the pow level. There's a pow that runs down the side there, kind of like a ditch. And this ground that's not been topped sits lower than that. So it's, yeah, I could get across it here in the Canam, but it is wet. You wouldn't want to go near it with a tractor, it would sink. Probably shouldn't be going across here in the Canam, or else I'll be calling for help. But yeah, a bit saft. But oh no, Mike's lying over here on his own. That's not a good sign. Flipping heck. You can see there's a massive area that I've topped. This is the year to be getting a hold of it and trying to claw it all back because it's so dry. So I've got a chemical looked out. Need to have undecided. Do I just go through it with a disc and the grubber a few times, rough it all up and re-sow it in grass, or do I go through it with a sprayer, spray out all the rushes as best I can and leave what grass is there to come? Because there is grass in places, but there is a lot of rushes in places. Maybe a bit of both. Do I spray it and then do that, or is there a waste of time doing that? Maybe a waste of time doing that. What I do want to get to is a stage where this is all grass. Lime spreader, I got him to spread on here because this will be, lime's a good thing for getting on for reducing the rushes growing. So got lime on here yesterday. Oh my bull! Mike just sore. He's worse today. We're gonna have to flippin' get you in. Ah, bugger. Oh man, back right. Oh, Mike, big Mike. Oh, flipping it. Bull troubles. Are just, I should this, but touch wood, just the one problem right now. But just him. Peggy's been good, Nate has been good, Euro's been good. He is sore. That's tomorrow's job. Get him in again. Since you last saw him coming in to get a jab, that's maybe been, could have been 2 weeks by now. Might be more than that actually. He was good again. He was running with the cows all right. He was jumping cows, no problem. And then 2 days ago, he was looking a little bit sore. Gave him another jab. Managed to jab him when he was just eating his grub, which was good. And he was still kind of labouring a little bit on it, but he was jumping cows. I should have just brought him straight in, because if he's jumping cows, he's then just putting more stress on that sore leg. So tomorrow he will come in. What do I do then? I've then got two bulls next door, Euro and Mike. Flipping heck. Euro and Native next door, so I might split them up. I'll bring Euro across here, because then I'll know. Let's say Mike, let's say he's out for 2 weeks. Hopefully we'll get him back going. Say he's out for 2 weeks, I'll bring Euro in here. Any black calves I know are obviously his, and then Mike can go back out, fingers crossed, and then I'll know. Right, yeah, that's the plan tomorrow. Here's an update on my drainage that I was digging away at the other day. Need to get the digger back down here. It's actually up at a burst pipe at my brother's house right now. Need to dig we swapped all the houses over to the borehole and upped the pressure up to kind of 2 bar or so, and there was an old copper pipe running through the garden which has burst. So that's another thing on the flipping list. Stay dog, stay. 672 people watching, 250 likes. Don't forget to like the video. This is where, if you watch the video where, oh, she's out, flipping great, straight out the front window. Yeah, this is where I dug a bit of a ditch effectively to run water into a hole over there where there's a drain I found. So obviously this is now all dried up. This ground is pretty solid. You could track here, but it was a little bit sketchy. You can actually see that bit in there was a full digger track, but the lime spreader it's been in has squashed it all over again. You can see how much drier it is. It's amazing. This is where the water was disappearing away. So actually get it fixed and filled in again. But that was put upright to stop any rubbish going down the pipe, which has worked. It doesn't help that the cows can actually get in here, so they've been plodding away and making more of a mess. But it's made a massive difference in here. This was just, even walking on it, you were trying to find patches that were safe to walk on without your boot disappearing. And then you get over here. This was 3 days ago I came in with a Canam, still pretty soft. It's just like swamp in here. I actually don't trust going that far. So we'll never get any of this back. It's actually Dunk, who's farmed here all the days. He said they used to take stuff out of there to spread in the fields, so that's why it's all sitting a bit lower as well. Whether we could bring in material, but it's a big hole to fill. You'd need, I don't know, 10,000 tonne, 20,000 tonne to make a difference. Probably at least, probably double that. But that bit in the middle maybe equates to a hectare, and all the bit I've managed to top, there'll be 2, 3, maybe 3 and a bit hectares. So if we can get that back into grass, that's just going to improve this bit massively. 3 more hectares of grass for the cows to graze, which would be good. Next door is where we're starting rotational grazing. I'll come and let's go and have a wee poke at that and then call it a day. And hopefully, Kate Lady's got a cup of tea going. You spot the dog? Right there. What's everyone asking? Sorry, I'm completely ignoring all of you. Have you had any issues with fighting when you introduce them after a week or two? Like a little bit of fighting. They've actually not been too bad. Like, you chuck them all together, the bulls that is, you chuck them all together and a couple of hours, an hour, they're tussling and whatnot, and then they seem to settle quite quickly. So, I don't know. I probably need to. I've got 2 wee fields which the bulls all went into, so I probably need to split them into 4s with electric, so I can put the bulls straight out without them being in a pen with each other and fighting. But I just don't have that option right now, so maybe an improvement for next year. But I got them out earlier this year, so they were out and moving, and so far it's been a better start. So and I got all the bulls' feet trimmed before they went out and looked at. So those 2 things have helped, so we'll keep going with that. Also, I'm tempted, so I'm going to fence up wheat fields, a small wheat field, 4.6 hectares. It's in wheat right now. We're going to fence it, grass it next year. It's going to be stubble through the winter, so I might just run bulls out in the stubble in the winter. As outwintered bulls are definitely hardier. Their hoofs are a lot harder. Whereas you keep bulls inside, they don't move that much. They're not as fit, and then all of a sudden they've got to work hard for 10 weeks, 12 weeks. So that's something I think I might change. Isle of Lewis, what have you added to your toolbox? I'll show you my toolbox in a minute. The one in the Canam. Could do with a few other bits, but it's workable right now. It's quite handy. I broke down with a forklift the other day, and just having the toolbox in the back of this saved me probably an hour going to fetch tools and messing about. Where's that dog going? Gotta mind the roar in that dog. What's going on here? Down in Northamptonshire, desperate for rain. yeah, I think most of the country's quite desperate for rain. Mix live yeast in the feed for bulls helps with the feet. Oh, does it? That's very interesting, John. Live yeast. I will look into it. Cheers for that. What's I going to say? Going for a second cut. Yeah, there'll be a second cut in that silage I went past. Can you not plant some trees there to provide shelter and take up the water? I don't really want to plant trees there. Also, it's just when in the winter, like, it is just sodden. It wouldn't matter how many trees you planted. There is a, you can see a little black thing poking up there. There's an open drain there, so this bit, if it floods, it can get away. But I think what I'll do is, in the bits I've uncovered, and if I can get further into this, I'll create more kind of uprights that when the water level gets up, like it's flooded, it can just get straight into a drain without having to seep through the soil. It's a tricky bit to kind of figure out, but we'll get there. Just trying to get the grass in as best nick as we can, because we've had this farm 2000 and I can't remember, 2010ish, call it something like that, call it 15 years. We've owned it. We farmed it for a few years prior to that, and we just leased out the grass. Dad just leased out the grass for sheep, or there was some cattle on it from time to time, and to be honest, it didn't get looked after that well. It just got sheep on it, and there you go, the rent comes in for it. It didn't get looked after. So that I've been trying to turn it round now that we're using it ourselves and maximise it, get everything out of it. So lime levels are now going to be a lot better. Lime's all done. We've reseeded 16 hectares here, 10 hectares on the top, so 26 hectares. There's another probably at least 14 hectares to do, so we'll do that next year. That'll be the reseeds all done. That'll improve things there. Fences all got done 2 years ago. Well, still a few more bits to do, but the bulk of them got done. All electric top wire to look after them. That's all done. That wet patch, get that all done, get that improved. There's a few drains needing sorted. I've started digging in about them, and we will get there. And then now we're starting, once we figure that out, now we're starting rotationally grazing it, which I'm hoping will yield a bit more grass on top of all the improvements to the fertility and the drainage. So I'll get further up the hill actually. Here I'll do. So this is a 16 hectare block, 16.4. Sorry about the glare. Electric wire split. There's 3 lines running up and down the field. One there. Can you see it on camera? That's the post right there on top of the hill. Sorry, it focuses on my hand if I keep it there too long. So that post runs, and you can see the top post there. That's another one, and then there's another one 72 metres apart. So from the main fence, which is a proper Rylock fence, we're 72 metres here. So all working off a 24 width on the sprayer for whoever in here. So 72 metres, another 72, another 72, and then that's just a bit of a corner bit, and then there's another wee block down the bottom. So after speaking to Baldy's farm, he's given me some ideas on how to best go about it, doing it simply to start with. And I probably won't see much difference until the back end, and then I'll see a big difference next year. He didn't promise me this, but he said you can get up to kind of 50% yield improvements on your grass, even on just a simple rotation system. So that's the goal. If we can get 50% more grass, even 20% would be good. So the cows got taken out of this field three days ago. So they hammered this quite low, which I shouldn't have taken it as low, but the grass in general there wasn't a whole lot of it, so I had to. They've gone to a block down there, then there's another bit next door. They'll go for another 4 days, then they'll go into that strip for 5 days, then they'll be in here, and then they won't get back to this for something like between 21 and 25, 26 days is the plan. They'll not get back to this bit of grass. Gives it that much time to recover. Theory is, well, part of the theory is they graze this hard, and then the really vigorous, quick stuff to get going will grow, will bush out. The slower, more rubbishy stuff will sit there, not really do a whole lot. It'll come slowly, and then the cows are back in all of a sudden, same again, and it'll just keep kind of cycling like that. And your rubbish stuff will kind of phase out, it'll just die off, and your good stuff, your best stuff, will be constantly cycling. And it gives it the grass a rest, time to actually grow and mature, produce a good leaf. Oh, I'm turning into a grass nerd. Big Fraz could nearly play golf in that grass. I know, this is like a fairway. Big Fraz. When's his next video coming out? I need to get on to him actually. But thank you very much to anyone that went over and watched his channel and gave him a subscribe to get his channel up and going. Big Scottish Fraz, if you haven't been already. Don't forget to comment down below saying he owes me 1 beer per comment. He owes me currently 160 beers. I've got everything on these kind of spindles. And you just hook on there. Bang, done. That's actually not done properly because it's just plastic on there. The other ones have a handle. I was just ran out of handle when I got to this one. There's a handle that goes on there and hooks on so that that circuit completes to there, because right now it's insulated from there to there, but it's electric from where it connects in at the bottom of the field. But you get a better zap if that's touching that wire too. Baldy knows his stuff. Enjoy his channel as well. He does indeed. Go over and give him a subscribe. Tell him I've sent you over because he's a grass nerd and I need to know some answers. What do you do about water in the areas? Well, what I've done right now, so I'm not properly set up with water, so trough there, that's the only trough, and my lines go up and down the field, and then I've split off the sections here, so that line goes all the way down the front, and then whatever section they're allowed into, we shift the wire to run up to that top fence. So let's say they're coming into here, I'll just take this wire and then I'll run it from that post up to that wire, and then they can't get beyond that, but they get access here, and then vice versa. If I want to close this off like I've done right now, wire goes there and they can go that way. So they always get access to this top strip, 24 meters width, and so they've always got access to the feed, the trough and a creep feeder and the straw. So yeah, again, a longer term I'd like to probably mold drain in some more troughs so that they don't need to be always on that big strip, because it's 24 meters right the way down the far side of the field and round the corner, so it's quite a chunk of grass. That would be good to get it into the cycle as well. But we'll start simple. And we are, we'll run down and see the last of the cows. Sod it. There is, how many are in this group? 48 or 50? How many did I say? Someone do the maths for me. There's 106 in total. There's 21 in one field. There is 40 in the other field. So that is 61. Makes it 39 plus 6, 37 in this field. Is that right? 37 or 47? Have I missed out 10? Oh, and there's, that can't be right. There's 8 inside. There you go, there's the maths question. There's 106 cows, 8 inside, 21 in one field, 40 in another field. No, 30 in another field. There's where the 10's gone. 30 in another field. What's left in here? I think that works out as 39. Hey pals! Oi dog! That dog, she likes to just have a wee nip at the cows. She's ballsy. Let's find these bulls. I tell you what though, Euro, big lad there in the distance, he is so gut, like he's always on his feet, he's always at the backside of a cow. Never fault him. Slow down cows, slow down. Right dog, let's get this dog in here, she's going to wind up the cows. Yep, you just take your time and go for a pee while we wait on the dog. Use mobs and herd watch to manage the numbers in the fields. Yes, that's what I need to do next actually. I've got all the mobs written down on my phone. Need to just then shove them onto herd watch, block them into groups with whatever bull, and then I'll have all that recorded on there. Right dog, go on. Dog's in. How many cuts in a year? The field here would take 2 cuts, all the rest just 1 cut of grass. Euro's just lined up, he's just ready for it. Natives in here somewhere who's seems to be working well this year. Go on boy! Oh, he was thinking about it. He was thinking about it. I've already been around a few hours ago, so I've got that cow's number. So I know he's been at her today. Just gets after it every single day. Next I'll be putting in herbal lays. I don't even know what a herbal lay is. But yeah, give it 12 months and I'll know exactly what it is, and it'll be going in all over the place. Good lad. Right, where's Native? Let's go and find him. Ah, lovely. Has anyone done my maths for me yet? No one's done it. Come on. Do you need to know the numbers again? 106 cows, 21 in one field, 40 in one field, 8 inside. How many are left? Oh, look at this. This is a cracker of a sight. Can I zoom in? Oh, yes, I can zoom in. Let's turn this off. Oh, yeah. Cracking. So, Fraser says 36, Burrito says 37. Do I think the beef price will stay up? I don't think it'll come tumbling down. I think it's back 10-15%. Pence, sorry, not percent. Pence the last week or two. Oh, such a cracking sight. I could just stand and watch these for half an hour. Do I think the beef price will stay where it is? Yes. I don't think, touch wood, I don't see it falling off a cliff all of a sudden. Most countries seem to be short. It's not just like a UK shortage, so we might get flooded with some imports, but I think the fact that the supply in any country doesn't really seem to be there is in our favour. I think people are starting to, especially like people who are really into their health and fitness. Hold on, there's Native. Good lad. He's looking a good lad now. Yeah, I think there's a lot of trend for beef and protein dense meats, proper meats for the kind of the gym industry, and it is massive. Like the amount of 16 to 40-year-olds that are keen on gym, and not necessarily just the gym, but like a good protein dense diet, and they're now coming round to getting their protein off of a meat source. a chicken, a beef, a lamb, whatever it is. So I think that's helping, propping up the market, as well as obviously you've got Hungary imports banned because of foot and mouth. You've got general shortage, you've got herds still going off, because obviously this trade is still going up until last week effectively, so the herd value is still increasing, and to get in it takes a lot of coin to get in. I wouldn't like to today go and buy 106 cows to start a herd. I'm glad I started 4 or 5 years ago. So it's a lot of money for people to get in, so I don't see people jumping to get in, even though there is a bit of money to be made potentially if the prices stay where they are. Don't see that happening. And then guys who are getting further on in their careers are thinking about stopping. Now's the chance their herd's worth a lot of dosh. Get it away now, you get good value for it. You're probably up 20-30% across the value of your whole herd in the last 6 months. Yeah, it's a cycle. It's like a vicious circle. You've got, over the last probably 3 years, herds have been getting put off. Less people going into it, and weren't making that much money at it. Sell the herd, move on. That herd disappears. You don't see that really impact the meat market for at least 2 years, and we're at that stage now. It's affecting the meat market, and the value's skyrocketing, and then herds are worth more, and people are thinking more, I might get out, my herd's worth even more now. There goes. Go on. Ah, we just missed him. Euro was getting after it. Anyway, yeah, that's my thoughts on beef trade. Don't know whether they're right or wrong. Hey lads! Oh yes. Big native. Well, he's a wee-ish frame, but he's working away. Phone charge, good shout, Fraser. Fraser's just reminded me to check my phone charge. 25% we're cooking on diesel. Sucking diesel. What's everyone else's opinions on the beef? My dog, the young one, she inhales food, and the other one, she won't eat food. Yeah, that dog will eat anything. Hey! Calf cleaning's the lot. She does not mess about. Calf scour, oh, it's horrible. Right, anyway, I've got to get going. Jesus, it's 9:20. How long have I been live? 53 minutes. You'll be sick of me. Right, cheerio, click like on your way out. I'll see you. There'll be a video tomorrow. Well, what's happening in it.